brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today I have selected a sutta from Anguttara Nikaya. Name of the sutta is Avijja Sutta, ignorance. This one, Dasaka Nipata, when you read the translation of Anguttara Nikaya, it says books of 10, Dasaka Nipata, then Sutta number 61, Avijja Sutta, discourse on Avijja or ignorance. And this Avijja, equivalent to moha, I think you know moha, delusion or illusion. And the first link in the Paticca Samuppada is Avijja. I think you know Avijja Pacca Sankhara, Sankhara Pacca Vijnanam, Vijnana Pacca Nama Rupam, Nama Rupa Pacca Salayatanam, that way. The first link is Avijja, ignorance, in Paticca Samuppada. And also one of the 10 fetters, you know 10 fetters, Dasa Sangyojana, Sakkaya Ditti, Vichikicca, Silabhata Paramasa, Kamaraga, Ruparaga, that way. The last one is Avijja, also ignorance. And one of the 3 poisons, even Mahayana Suttas explains 3 poisons, Lobha, Dosa and Moha. The last one is Avijja. And Avijja is typically symbolized as a blind person. Blind person. And this is the root cause of dukkha, or suffering, pain, discomfort. And this some suttas, it explained not knowing the Four Noble Truth, that is Avijja. Not knowing the Four Noble Truth, that is Avijja. And in Sammaditthi Sutta, in Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 9, Sammaditthi Sutta, explained this way: what is Avijja? Not knowing about the dukkha or suffering, and not knowing about the origin of dukkha, not knowing about the cessation of dukkha, not knowing about the way leading to the cessation of dukkha. This is called Avijja in Sammaditthi Sutta. That means not knowing about suffering, origin of suffering, cessation of suffering, the way leading to the cessation of suffering. If we can't understand these 4, then we have Avijja. And if we can't understand or realize Four Noble Truth also, we have Avijja. And this Avijja Sutta in Anguttara Nikaya, it explained beautifully. First part explain the factors that causes to arise ignorance. Factors that cause to arise ignorance or Avijja. That is first part. Then the Buddha explained the first link or first fact is Avijja, but it has some nutriment or ahara. Ahara means nutriment. The Pali term is ahara. What is the ahara or nutriment for Avijja? Can you guess? Nutriment for Avijja. It explains, the Buddha explains, Pancha Nivarana is the nutriment for Avijja. Pancha Nivarana. I think you know Pancha Nivarana. Pancha means 5, Nivarana, hindrances, 5 hindrances is the nutriment for avijja. Pancha nivarana, 5 hindrances. What is the first one? Kamaraga. Sense desire. Sense desire is kamachanda, not kamaraga. Kamachanda. Kamachanda is the first hindrance. Kamachanda, sense desire. Number 2, vyapada. Now, vyapada, ill will. Number 3, tinamidda, dullness and drowsiness or sloth and torpor. That's the third one. The fourth one, uddacha, kukucha, restlessness and remorse. And the last one, vichikicha, doubt. Those are the 5 hindrances. These five hindrances, nutriment for avijja. Sakkaya ditthi, kamachanda, vyapada, tinamidda, uddacha, kukucha, and vichikicha. Sense desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restless and remorse, and doubt. Those 5 hindrances is the nutriment for avijja or ignorance. And again Buddha says, what is the nutriment for pancha nivarana or hindrances? Interdependent. Depends on the other one. Then pancha nivarana or hindrances depend on tini duccharitani. Pali term is tini duccharitani. Tini means 3 kinds of duccharita, misconduct. 3 kinds of misconduct. What are the 3 kinds of misconduct? Kaya duccharita, vachi duccharita, and mano duccharita. Kaya duccharita, bodily misconduct. Then vachi duccharita, verbal misconduct. And mano duccharita, mental misconduct. Those are the 3 duccharitani, 3 kinds of misconduct. And when we think about kammapatha, unwholesome deeds, 10 unwholesome deeds. Kammapatha also divided into these 3 groups: kaya duccharita, vachi duccharita, and mano duccharita. Bodily actions, bodily misconducts, wrong actions, and verbal and mental misconducts. Then what are the kaya duccharita? 3 kinds of bodily misconducts. The first one, I think you know, panati pata, killing is the first one. Then number 2, panati pata. Then adinnadana, stealing. Then number 3, kamesu miccachara, sexual misconduct. Those are the misconducts, 3 kinds of misconducts in kaya duccharita, bodily misconduct. Then vachi duccharita, 4 kinds of verbal misconducts. 4 kinds. The first group is 3 bodily. Then the verbal 4. Musavada, Pisunavacha, Parusavacha, and Sampapalapa. The first one, Musavada, lying. Musavada is lying. Number 2, Pisunavacha, slandering. Pisunavacha, slandering. And number 3, Parusavacha. Parusa means rude, rough. Vacha means speech, rough speech. Parusa vacha. Then last one, sampapalapa. Palapa means gossip. No meaning, gossip. Those are 4 types of verbal misconducts. Then the third one, manoducharita. Manoducharita, mental misconducts. There are 3 mental misconducts. First one is Avijja. Avijja is covetousness. Then, not Avijja, Avijja. Avijja, covetousness, a strong greediness. Then the second one, Vyapada or Vyapada, ill will. Then the last one, Michaditti, evil view or wrong view. Those are the Dasakamapata, 10 kinds of misconducts. First group, bodily misconducts. The second group, verbal. Third group, mental. Bodily 3, verbal 4, then mental 3, altogether 10 misconducts. These 10 misconducts or 3 kinds of misconducts, the nutriment for Panchanivarana, 5 hindrances. Then again Buddha explained what are the nutriment for 3 kinds of misconduct or 3 kinds of duscharita. Then Buddha explained this Indriya Asangvara. Indriya Asangvara is the nutriment for 3 kinds of misconduct. Indriya Asangvara. Indriya means faculties. Asangvara means non-restraint. Non-restraint of sense faculties is the nutriment for 3 kinds of misconduct. Indriya Asangvara. How many indriyas we have? Indriya faculties, sense faculties, how many? Altogether 6, included mental, mind. Then Chakku, Sota, Ghana, Jiva, Kaya, and Mana. 6. Chakku, eyes, Sota, ears, Ghana, nose, Jiva, tongue, Kaya, body, and the last one, Mana, mind. These non-restraint of sense faculties, if we can't control or guard these sense faculties, that is the nutriment for 3 kinds of misconduct. And again, Buddha explained what is the nutriment or ahara for this non-restraint of sense faculties, Indriya Asangvara. In that sutta, Buddha explained as number 5, Asati Asampajanya. Asati Asampajanya is the nutriment for Indriya Asangvara. Asati Asam. Sati means mindfulness. Asati means a negative. Asati. Sati, mindfulness. Asati, lack of mindfulness. Lack of mindfulness. Asati. Then another word, asampajanya. Sampajanya, clear comprehension. Asampajanya, lack of clear comprehension. These 2, asati, asampajanya, lack of mindfulness, and lack of clear comprehension. These 2 is the nutriment for Indriya Asangvara or non-restraint of sense faculties. Then what is the nutriment for lack of mindfulness and clear comprehension? That is ayoniso manasikara. Ayoniso manasikara. We have word yoniso manasikara. When we practice meditation, we need yoniso manasikara, careless attention, ayoniso manasikara, care attention is yoniso manasikara. Then ayoniso manasikara, careless attention is the nutriment for lack of mindfulness and clear comprehension. Then, number 6. Then number 7. What is the nutriment for careless attention? That is asaddha. Saddha is faith or confidence. Lack of faith is the nutriment for careless attention. And what is the nutriment for lack of faith? That is asad dhamma savanam. Asad dhamma savanam. I think you know Dhamma, doctrine of the Buddha. Savana means hearing or listening. Asad dhamma means not good dhamma. That means asad dhamma savana means not hearing the good dhamma or true dhamma is the nutriment for lack of faith. Then the last one, what is the nutriment for not hearing the good dhamma? That is the final one, asapurisa sangsevana. Sappurisa means good person. Yes, kalyana mitta, good person, good friend. Asapurisa means not good friend, bad friend or bad person. Asapurisa sansevana, not associating with good person, that is the nutriment for not hearing the good dhamma. That way Buddha explained the nutriment or ahara. The first one, pancha nivarana. The pancha nivarana or 5 hindrances is the nutriment for avijja. Then number 2, what is the number 2? Then what is the nutriment for pancha nivarana? The 3 misconducts is the nutriment for 5 hindrances. Then what is the hindrance? What is the nutriment for 3 misconducts? That is asati asampajanya. Asati asampajanya, not mindfulness and also not clear comprehension. Those 2 is the nutriment for 3 kinds of misconduct. Then what is the nutriment for asati asampajanya? That is the ayoniso manasikara, careless attention. Then what is the nutriment for careless attention? That is lack of faith. Then what is the nutriment for this is not lack of faith, that is not hearing the good dhamma. Then what is the nutriment for not hearing good dhamma? That is the not associating with good persons. That way. Explain 9 things. And again, Buddha explained in that sutta as the more explanation, and how avijja becomes full. How avijja becomes full. It says, like the other way, reverse way. We call patiloma. The first one anuloma, then patiloma, reverse way. Not associating with good persons, becoming full, fills up not hearing good dhamma. Then not hearing good dhamma, becoming full, fills up lack of faith. Then lack of faith becoming full, fills up careless attention. Then number 4, careless attention becoming full fills up lack of mindfulness and clear comprehension. Then lack of mindfulness becoming full, lack of mindfulness and clear comprehension becoming full fills up non-restraint of sense faculties. Indriya Samvara. Then number 6, non-restraint of sense faculties fills up, becoming full, fills up 3 kinds of misconduct. Then the 3 kinds of misconducts becoming full fills up 5 hindrances. Then 5 hindrances becoming full fills up ignorance. That way. Then Buddha gave a simile for that. Because just as when it is raining and rains pours down in thick droplets on a mountain, the water flows down along the slope and fills up Kandara Padara Saka, Buddha used the word, fills up cliff, gullies, creeks. The water flows down along the slope and fills the cleft, gullies and creeks. Then these becoming full, fill up pools, kusobba, pools. Then these becoming full, fill up lakes, mahasobba. These becoming full, fill up the streams, nadi, Pali term. Then these becoming full, fill up Mahanadi, rivers. These becoming full, fill up great ocean. This way it becomes full. The simile Buddha gave. One becomes full, the other one goes to the other one, like that way. And in that sutta. And the second part of the sutta, Buddha explained the factors that cause to arise wisdom and liberation. The Pali terms Avijja Vimutti, how to gain or get Avijja Vimutti or wisdom and liberation. The factors that cause to arise wisdom and liberation explained in that sutta as a second part. Then Avijja Vimukti, wisdom and liberation has also nutriment, ahara. They are not without nutriment. What is the ahara for Avijja Vimukti or true knowledge and liberation? What is the nutriment for Avijja Vimukti, wisdom and liberation? That is Satta Bojjhanga. Satta Bojjhangas, 7 factors of enlightenment. 7 factors of enlightenment is the nutriment for liberation or wisdom. What are the 7 factors of enlightenment? I think you know. The first one, sati. Sati Sambojjhanga, Dhamma Vicaya Sambojjhanga, then Sati Sambojjhango, Dhamma Vicaya Sambojjhango, then Viriya Sambojjhanga, Piti Sambojjhanga, Passadi Sambojjhanga, Samadhi, and last one Upekka. Those are the 7 factors of enlightenment, Satta Bojjhanga. The first one, sati, mindfulness. Mindfulness is the first factor of enlightenment, mindfulness. Number 2 is Dhamma Vicaya. Dhamma Vicaya, Dhamma Vicaya, investigation. Investigation of Dhamma is the second factor of enlightenment. Then number 3 is Viriya. Viriya, energy. We need energy to get enlightenment. Number 3, virya. Then number 4, piti, rapture, piti, rapture. Then passaddhi, calmness. Then number 6 is samadhi, concentration. Last one is equanimity, upekkha. Those are the satta bojjhangas. These satta bojjhangas is the nutriment for wisdom and knowledge. And what is the nutriment for satta bojjhanga? Again, Buddha explained chattaro satipatthana. Chattaro means 4 kinds of satipatthana. Satipatthana, you know, establishment of mindfulness. Those 4 kinds of establishment of mindfulness is the nutriment for satta bojjhanga or bojjhangas, or 7 factors of enlightenment. Think you know this one. The number 1, kaya anupassana, number 2, vedana anupassana, number 3, chitta anupassana, and Dhamma anupassana. 4 kinds of establishment of mindfulness. Contemplation of body, contemplation of feeling, vedana, contemplation of mind, chitta, and contemplation of Dhamma, the last one. Then what is the nutriment for satipatthana? That is, tini sucharitani. Tini means 3 kind of good conducts. In the other part, explain the 3 kinds of misconduct. Here explain the 3 kinds of good conducts. Kaya sucharita, not kaya ducharita. Kaya sucharita, vachi sucharita, and mano sucharita. Abstaining from killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct is bodily good conducts. Then the abstaining from telling lies, slandering, harsh speech, and gossip. Those are the vachi sucharita, good conduct of verbal good conducts. And mano sucharita. What is the mano sucharita? Dana, metta, and samadhi, practicing generosity instead of covetousness, and practicing metta instead of vyapada, for ill will, and the other one, wrong view. Instead of wrong view, we have to practice samadhi, we have to get the samadhi. These are the 3 kinds of good conducts: kaya sucharita, vachi sucharita, and mano sucharita. Then again, what is the nutriment for these 3 good conducts? That is indriya sangvara. Indriya sangvara. The first part called indriya asangvara. This one, indriya sangvara, restraint of the sense faculties. Chakku sangvara, sota sangvara, gana sangvara, like that way. Chakku sangvara, restraint of eye, restraint of ears, restraint of nose, tongue, body, and mind. That is indriya sangvara. Then what is the nutriment or ahara for restraint of the sense faculties? That is sati sampajanya, mindfulness and clear comprehension is the nutriment for restraint of the sense faculties. Then what is the ahara for sati sampajanya? What is the nutriment for mindfulness and clear comprehension? That is yoniso manasikara, clear attention or wise attention or wise reflection. It is condition for the arising of right view or sammaditthi. Then again explain what is the nutriment for clear comprehension or clear attention, wise attention. That is saddha. Saddha, confidence or faith. Then what is the nutriment for saddha? That is Dhamma savana, listening, good Dhamma. Then the last one, what is the nutriment for listening good Dhamma? That is associating with good persons. That way, Buddha explained. Then again, Buddha says in that sutta, the way, the becoming full. Associating with a good person, becoming full, fills up hearing Saddhamma. And hearing Saddhamma, becoming full, fills up Saddha or faith. Then faith, becoming full, fills up clear careful attention. Then the yoniso manasikara, becoming full, fills up sati sampajanya, mindfulness and clear comprehension. Then sati sampajanya, becoming full, fills up restraint of the indriya samvara or sense faculties. Then indriya samvara, becoming full, fills up 3 good conducts. Then the 3 good conducts, becoming full, fills up for establishment of mindfulness or satipatthana. Then the satipatthana, becoming full, fills up sattabojjhanga, 10 factors of enlightenment. Then in this way, then the sattabojjhanga becoming full, then can gain the panya vimukti, wisdom and liberation. That way Buddha explained in the sutta. Then I want to explain especially what are the pancha nivarana, 5 hindrances, explaining in the suttas. In many suttas Buddha explained these 5 hindrances because these are the very strong taints or asavas. These asavas or these hindrances very strong. When they occupy it in our minds, we can't do anything. That's why we have to clear little by little these 5 hindrances. Anguttara Nikaya, in Anguttara Nikaya, the books of 5, Sutta number 23, Buddha explained this way because there are these 5 defilements of gold, defiled by which gold is not malleable, wieldy and luminous, but brittle and not properly fit for work. There are 5 defilements for gold. Then what is 5? Iron, copper, tin, lead and silver. These are the 5 defilements for gold. These are the 5 defilements of gold, defiled by which gold is not malleable, wieldy and luminous, but brittle and not properly fit for work. But when gold is free from these 5 defilements, it is malleable, wieldy and luminous, pliant and properly fit for work. Then whatever kind of ornament one wishes to make from it, whether a bracelet, earrings, a necklace or a golden garland, one can achieve one's purpose. So too, because there are these 5 defilements of the mind, defiled by which the mind is not malleable, wieldy and luminous, but brittle and not properly concentrated for the destruction of taints. What 5? Sensual desire, ill will, dullness and drowsiness, restlessness and remorse and doubt. These are the 5 defilements of the mind. defiled by which the mind is not malleable, wieldy and luminous, but brittle and not properly concentrated for the destruction of taints. But when the mind is free from these 5 defilements, it becomes malleable, wieldy and luminous, pliant and properly concentrated for the destruction of the taints. Then there being a suitable basis, one is capable of realizing any state of realizing by direct knowledge, and toward which one might incline the mind that way. These are the defilements in mind, these 5 hindrances, like 5 defilements in gold, that way. And another sutta also in Anguttara Nikaya, books of 5, sutta number 193, called Sangarava Sutta. Sangarava is the Brahmin who came to Buddha and he explained, Buddha, we recite many stanzas or recitations every day for a long time, but we can't remember the things, all the stanzas or slokas. What is the reason? He asked, what is the reason? Then the Buddha explained, Brahmin, when one dwells with a mind obsessed and oppressed by sensual lust, and one does not understand as it really is the escape from arising sensual lust, on that occasion one does not know and see as it really is one's own good, the good of others, and the good of both. Then even those hymns that have been recited over a long period or do not recur to the mind, let alone those that have not been recited. Suppose there were a bowl of water mixed with lac, turmeric, blue dye or crimson dye. If a man with good sight were to examine his own facial reflection in it, he would not know and see it as it really is. So too, when one dwells with the mind obsessed and oppressed by sensual lust, and let alone those that have not been so recited. The simile is the water mixed with many colors. The sensual desire or sensual lust like that. The water, the bowl of water mixed with many colors. You can't see your face in it. Then number 2, explain vyapada or ill will, the second hindrance. Again, when one dwells with the mind obsessed and oppressed by ill will, and one does not understand as it really is the escape from arising ill will, on that occasion does not know and see as it really is one's own good, the good of others and the good of both. Then Buddha gave the simile. Suppose there were a bowl of water being heated over a fire, bubbling and boiling. If a man with good sight were to examine his own facial reflection in it, he would not know and see it as it really is. Number 2, ill will or vyapada is like a bowl of water is boiling and bubbling. You can't see your facial reflection in it. Then number 3 is thina midda, dullness and drowsiness. Again, when one dwells with a mind obsessed and oppressed by dullness and drowsiness, and one does not understand as it really is the escape from arising dullness and drowsiness, on that occasion one does not know and see as it really is, one's own good, the good of others, and the good of both. The Buddha gave the simile for that. Suppose there were a bowl of water covered over with algae and water plants. If a man with good sight were to examine his own facial reflection in it, he would not know and see it as it really is. The bowl of water with algae and water plants. Then the number 4, Uddacha Kukucha, restlessness and remorse. The Buddha gave a simile. Suppose there were a bowl of water stirred by the wind, rippling, swirling, churned into wavelets. If a man with good sight were to examine his own facial reflection in it, he would not know and see it as it really is. Restlessness and remorse is like a bowl of water is stirred by wind. And last one is doubt or vichikicha. Doubt. The simile is, suppose there were a bowl of water that is cloudy, turbid, and muddy, placed in the dark. If a man with good sight were to examine his own facial reflection in it, he would not know the sea, it as it really is. So too, when one dwells with mind obsessed and oppressed by doubt, and one does not understand as it really is, that escape from arising, and so forth. For five hindrances, Buddha gave 5 similes. A bowl of water with dye. A bowl of water is boiling and bubbling. A bowl of water with algae and water plant. The water of the bowl of water with number 4. It's like disturbed by wind, and the last one with mud, and put in the dark that way. And this one also very good sutta. This one from Samyutta Nikaya, and there are some nutriments for 5 hindrances. I think the this one again. This one from Anguttara Nikaya, again books of 5, sutta number 51. The obstructions, the sutta called obstructions. These are the 5 obstructions, hindrances, encumbrances of the mind, states then weaken wisdom. Because without having abandoned these 5 obstructions, hindrances of the mind, states that weaken wisdom, it is impossible that a bhikkhu with his powerless and feeble wisdom might know his own good, the good of others, or the good of both, or realize superhuman distinction in knowledge and vision worthy of the noble ones. And then Buddha gave a simile. Suppose a river were flowing down from a mountain, traveling a long distance with a swift current carrying along much flotsam. Then on both of its banks, a man would open irrigation canals. In such case, the current in the middle of the river would be dispersed spread out and divided, so that the river would not longer travel a long distance with a swift current, carrying alone much flotsam. So too, without having abandoned these 5 obstructions or hindrances, it is impossible that a bhikkhu might realize a superhuman distinction in knowledge and vision worthy of the noble ones. Jnana dassana, knowledge and vision. But bhikkhus, having abandoned these 5 obstructions, hindrances of the mind, states that weakened vision, weakened wisdom, it is possible that a bhikkhu with his powerful wisdom might know his own good, the good of others, and the good of both, and realize a superhuman distinction in knowledge and vision worthy of noble ones. Again gave a simile. Suppose a river were flowing down from a mountain, traveling a long distance with a swift current, carrying alone much flotsam. Then a man would close up the irrigation channels. The first one opens the irrigation canals. Here, the man would close up the irrigation canals on both of its banks. In such a case, the current in the middle of the river would not be dispersed, spread out, and divided, so that the river could travel a long distance with a swift current, carrying alone much flotsam. So too, having abandoned these 5 hindrances, it is possible that bhikkhu might realize a superhuman distinction in knowledge and the vision worthy of noble ones. That way it explained in the Sutta, obstructions. The last one, this one from Sangyutta Nikaya, chapter called Bojjhanga Sangyutta, Sutta number 39, the Sutta called trees, Rukkha. Because there are huge trees with tiny seeds and huge bodies, encirclers of other trees, and the trees which they encircle become bent, twisted, and split. And what are those huge trees with tiny seeds and huge bodies? The asatta, the banyan, the pilakka, the udumbara, the kuchaka, kachaka, and the kapitaka. These are those huge trees with tiny seeds and huge bodies, encirclers of other trees, and the trees with they encircle become bent, twisted, and split. So too, bhikkhus, when some clansman here has left behind sensual pleasure and gone forth from the household life into homelessness, he becomes bent, twisted, and split because of those same sensual pleasure or because of others worse than them. The 5 bhikkhus are obstructions, hindrances, encirclers of the mind, weakeners of wisdom. What 5? Sensual desire is an obstruction, a hindrance encircling the mind, a weakener of wisdom, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and remorse, doubt is an obstruction. A weakener of wisdom, these are the 5 obstructions, hindrances, encirclers of the mind, weakeners of wisdom. These 7 factors of enlightenment, bhikkhus, are non-obstructions, non-hindrances, non-encirclers of the mind. When developed and cultivated, they lead to the realization of the fruit of true knowledge and liberation. What 7? The enlightenment factor of mindfulness, the Satta Bojjhanga. And finally, another sutta from same book, Sangyutta Nikaya, the sutta called hindrances, because these 5 hindrances are makers of blindness, causing lack of vision, causing lack of knowledge, detrimental to wisdom, tending to vexation, leading away from Nibbana. What 5? The hindrances of sensual desire is maker of blindness, and the hindrances of ill will, the hindrances of sloth and torpor, the hindrance of restlessness and remorse, the hindrance of doubt. These are the 5 hindrances are makers of blindness, causing lack of vision, causing lack of knowledge, detrimental to wisdom, tending to vexation, leading away from Nibbana. I think enough for today. There are some more other suttas explaining these 5 hindrances. And if you want to read this one, the 2 ways. This one, factors that cause to arise wisdom and liberation. This one, first part of the sutta, factors that cause to arise ignorance or avijja. In Avijja Sutta, if you want to read, you can ask to photocopy and you can read in brief. Okay, now we are going to terminate the service on Sunday, and by the power of Triple Gem, Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, by the power of the merits you have accrued today, you have done today, due to these merits, may no harm come to you, may no problems come to you, may no difficulties come to you. May you always meet with success, peace, happiness and good health. Finally, our departed relatives, devas and we all, may we all attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana one day. You can say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sabbe buddha balapatta paccekānaṁ yang balang arahang tānaṁ ca tejena rakhang bandhami sabbaso. Sabbe buddha balapatta paccekānaṁ yang balang arahang tānaṁ ca tejena rakhang bandhami sabbaso. Sabbe buddha balapatta paccekānaṁ yang balang arahang tānaṁ ca tejena rakhang bandhami sabbaso. Thank you for coming and see you next week.